on Wednesday, August 27th, and Thursday, August 28th, I saw System of a Down, Korn, Polyphia, and Wisp. I was not expecting to go on Wednesday night. My girlfriend texted me Tuesday morning and was like, let's go on Wednesday. And I was like,
Hell
you know what? I'm already going Thursday. But what's the...
Just add it.
What's the... God, you got me sold. Let's go on Wednesday too. I love Korn. So, you know, I buy the tickets and we're going. Totally miss Wisp. Just totally, it wasn't even in the cards. The show should not have started that early on a work day. There was not a shot in hell. But I got to catch Polyphia, Korn, and System of a Down on the first day. I got to catch a little bit of Wisp, but they pushed the set times up because System of a Down went over curfew on Wednesday night, so they pushed all the set times up. So I still missed a good chunk of Wisp because I got inside at the time they were supposed to start, and the show was almost over by the time I got up to my seat. But I did also catch, obviously, Polyphia, Korn, and System of a Down on Thursday as well. Wisp was cool. Like I said, I didn't get to catch a ton of their set, but it was a cool vibe. Polyphia is certainly an odd addition to the lineup, and honestly, both support bands were really odd, like atmospheric kind of stuff. Polyphia being an instrumental prog band is
so cool.
Is a really interesting pick for the bill. But they were dope, and they know how to command a crowd, and the shit's bouncy as hell, and you know, super fun to listen to, and just kind of prepare for the chaos that's about to ensue in front of your eyes for a few hours with Korn and System of a Down coming up next. It's a nice little, like, set the mood, but not exert anyone's energy too much, because you're about to go get your ass beat for the next several hours. They were cool. It was my first and second time seeing them, and they were really solid. And then, you know, Korn came out after that. Never did I think I'd see Korn in a stadium. Absolutely insane shit. They fucking rocked. I don't know. Like, I've seen Korn so many times. I see them every time they come to New Jersey. I continue the train of seeing them every single time they're in New Jersey, including if they're here for multiple dates. I love that band. They're my favorite live band. They're my favorite band. I fucking love that band. So they absolutely ripped. I was expecting the set list to be like very hits heavy, considering it was like a co-headline, but it was very obviously more so System of a Down show than Korn show, just in the fact that System of a Down hasn't toured, and it was their first time back on the East Coast in over 10 years. Like, this was a big deal. So although it's billed as a co-headliner, it's absolutely more of System of a Down show. So I was expecting it to be mostly hits, and it was, but there were some deep cuts on there that I was not expecting. They ripped mostly just their Lollapalooza set. I believe the second night it was the Lollapalooza set for Batum, which is fine. It was solid. And they did switch up the set list a little bit both nights. Not a ton of variety, but they swapped some songs around. I think they wound up cutting one song entirely. So there was some minor adjustments to the set list, which is much appreciated as someone who didn't think he was going to be there both nights. A little bit of variety was nice, but you know, I could listen to Korn play the same set list every time they were in town until the end of time, 5 nights in a row, and I would still be just absolutely stoked to be in the room seeing Korn for the umpteenth time. Never in my life did I think I'd see System of a Down, though, because they're not a band that I was really a fan of going into. It's no offense to them, I just never really got into it. I didn't quite understand it. And you know, they had retired from touring and would do a date here or there, mainly on the West Coast and things like that, and it was just like, this band's never going to be in the cards, and if they ever do come to the East Coast, I would never see them, not because I don't respect them or anything like that, but because I'm not going to spend money on a band that I really am not a huge fan of. And then they were like, yeah, but we got Korn, and I was like, fucking goddamn right, I'm going to be there. Holy shit, I'm going to be there.
That is your Don Broco. We were talking about if you have a Don, you're right, you did just go, you did that twice. 2 nights in a row. Yeah, that's your Don Broco. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, goddamn, I'll be there.
Take my money.
So, you know, I finally, you know, actually sat down and listened to more than a couple of System of a Down songs going into it. It's like, all right, yeah, this is cool. Their live performance absolutely rips. I was walking out of their night one, debriefing the show with my girlfriend. We weren't even out of the stadium yet, and I was like, they were fucking incredible. System of a Down. I'm like, Korn, yeah, they were the best set of the night. That's without question. But System of a Down fucking rocked. Yeah. I looked over at her. She was having the time of her life, and she's not a massive System of a Down fan either. But I looked at her and I was like, yeah, no, she's digging this too. And night two, they brought it as well. It was just incredible. You know, there was obviously a ton of excitement. You could feel it just in the stadium, you know, the first time back in X amount of years, and a lot of people thinking they may never see the band again, and here they are all in front of us. They played all the hits, and then, you know, they played a mishmash of other songs from various records, but they made sure to hit on all the songs that I knew going into it. Aerials, Toxicity, Chop Suey, songs like that are all ones that are like gimmies. Even if you're not a fan of the band, you've heard those just in passing on pre-show set lists and things like that, playlists. But yeah, they absolutely brought it. Holy shit. What a time. They're such a phenomenal live band. I know they don't do a ton of dates, but if for some reason they were ever going to come back, you know, they come back around the East Coast, I'm gonna have to be there whether Korn's there or not. And I've been listening to them a fair amount since I saw them, which is not something I normally do, because most of the time I'm going to see bands that I like, and if there's a band I don't know, they're the opener. So yeah, they were incredible.